Hey guys, welcome in this new video of the trade breakdown series, the second of it. So if you don't know what the trade breakdown series is, you can go back and watch the first video of that series where I explain what it is. But basically it's a set of video where I will show you guys some of my winning trades and also some of my losing trades, and we will break down the trade and see what happened and why it happened like this, right? So the reason why I'm showing also losing trades, I also explained that in the first video, but basically I want to be real and 100% transparent with you guys. So that is why you will not just see winning trades, right? Because no trader always have 100% winning trades, right? All traders have losses. And so that is why I'm showing my losses as well, because I just don't see the point of, just showing my best trades, because in reality, I don't always win, right? And it's just normal. And the main purpose of doing these videos is for you guys to learn something. And I believe that you can learn something from winning trades and also losing trades, which is why I'm doing these two. So today we will take a look at a trade that ended up as a break-even trade on AUDUSD. So basically, if you don't know what a break-even trade is, it's a trade that I closed at the same place where I took it. So I did not make money and I also did not lose money. So that is what we call a break-even trade. I closed the trade at the entry level. So let's not waste more time and jump right into the chart and show you guys what happened. Okay, so now let's take a look at this AUD USD trade. So like I said before, this trade ended up as a break-even trade. So here, as you can see, between the green box and between the red box, here is where I took the trade. And I also closed the trade at this level, which is why I said that I did not make money and I also did not lose money, which is why we call this a break-even trade. So basically, the reason why we took this trade, well, as you guys know, there are many reasons of why I take a trade, and I cannot go too much into details right now because normally these type of videos are reserved for my students in my paid course. But basically here to just kind of give you guys an idea of what we were looking for, we had this bigger correction here, and after we got this impulse, we got another correction there. And we knew that from here, breaking this level right there was a high probability of this actually coming back up at least to these levels. There was also another possibility that we were looking at on the weekly time frame. So if you look at this on the weekly, and if you know anything about patterns and how we trade, well, you will see that there is also a possibility for this to come back up to this level, right? So that would have been a really big trade, and that is the main reason why I decided to take this trade as well, not just because of the short-term gains, but because on the long term there was a really big potential, and that trade is still possible to happen, right? But it will maybe not start actually right now. It may start after, and once again there are many reasons for that. So if we go back on the lower time frame and take a look at here and go back even on the 1 hour, well, you see that there we had an impulse, we had our correction, we had another impulse, another small correction, and when we broke out of this correction with this candle right here, well, we knew that if it was actually going up right now and from where we thought it would go, where it would have to go like right now, take off right now. So after that, I managed the trade, right? As you guys know, I often talk about this, but in trading, it's not just about taking the trade. It's also about managing the trade, and that is really important, and people forget that part. So it's not enough to just take a trade and leave it there, because it's important to manage the trade and close it at the best place possible. So here it went up after we made another correction there, right? And then we went once again and broke the top of the correction. So at this point, we knew that there was a possibility of either this taking off like that or making a reversal and coming and breaking the trend line, right? So we just waited basically to see which one it would do, and when it started to come back here, well, I decided to close my trade at this level right here. And so the reason why I did that is because I knew that if we actually came back down around this level and break the trend, well, the possibility of this going up right now was over. This possibility did not exist anymore because the pattern that the market was making was not telling us that it was possible for this to go up at this level, which is why I closed the trade. And so right now, well, we can expect many things because we have what we call an incomplete pattern, right? So when you have an incomplete pattern, well, there are many possibilities that still exist depending on how this pattern would actually go. So let me just show you a few of the possibilities. One of them is that we simply get a correction there, one more down here, and then the upside. That is a possibility. Looking at what we have here, structurally it will be possible. Another possibility is that here we start to make a bigger correction and then we actually go, but if we take a look at what we have before, this one is less likely to happen. And then the other possibility is that we just go down and actually retest totally this level and even maybe retesting this level, and that will depend on basically what the pattern, what the inner structure of the correction is making. And if you also know a little bit about patterns and how we trade, well, you should know that you cannot predict the form of a correction before it actually is done. So you need to expect many possibilities in order to not be surprised when the market is actually doing one thing and know what patterns it can make. So that is why we are always, creating many scenarios. So when one of them happens, when one of them will happen, we will know how to basically, trade according to that and how to handle that, and we will never be surprised basically because we already know before it even happens which are the possibilities and how it can develop. So this was the trade breakdown on the AUDUSD, and you see why I said earlier that managing the trade is extremely important, right? Because if I would just, take this trade and leave it there, well, right now I will be in a loss, right? I will be losing money. But because of the fact that I managed well the trade, I've been able to get out of the trade right here. And because of that, I'm not losing any money, right? So that is why managing the trade is also important. And now to make it clear, right, I'm no longer in this trade. This trade is over, it's closed, and I did not lose money, I did not make money. It was a break-even trade. And so the reason why we closed it here, like I said, is because of the fact that when we broke out here and when we came back down, there was a pattern that was showing us that the upside from this level was no longer going to happen, and which is why we closed the trade at the level that we decided to do it, right? So that was the trade breakdown for the AUD-USD trade. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something and I hope that it helped you. If it did, please share this video with another trader so it can also help him. Don't hesitate to leave a like under the video. It will be really appreciated. That's it for me. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.